Why did Oscar Piastri choose McLaren over Alpine? As the F1 world turns its attention to the upcoming 2023 season, one of the biggest talking points is the decision made by hotshot rookie Oscar Piastri to ditch Alpine and join McLaren. To put it lightly, this move has caused quite a stir, with accusations of a lack of integrity being levelled at Piastri and his management team. Current Alpine team principal Otmar Szafnauer has accused Piastri of turning his back on the squad that helped guide his career as part of its young driver academy since 2020. All-round legend and Mercedes boss Toto Wolff also made pointed remarks about integrity and karma in relation to Piastri's decision. However, Piastri has rebutted this point, stating that the main reason for leaving Alpine was due to the lack of clarity and breakdown in trust around his future with the team. Many reports suggest that Alpine had offered Fernando Alonso a new deal, believed to be an additional year with an option for a second. This would have left Piastri seatless for 2023 and probably 2024, which would have meant he would have to go 3 years without an F1 seat since he won the F2 title in 2021, which, for the vast majority of young drivers, is not far off career suicide, probably forcing him to do the likes of what Nick de Vries did and trundle round in Formula E for a few years. Hence, in a surprise to absolutely no one, Piastri looked around the grid where he found a desperate McLaren team in need of a 2023 driver, who subsequently signed him on after his fellow Aussie Daniel Ricciardo's awful performance at the British Grand Prix. Once Fernando Alonso did Fernando Alonso things and unexpectedly left the team, causing one of the greatest days in F1 Twitter ever, Alpine announced that Piastri would be driving for them at 3 AM his time, to which, upon waking up, Piastri would tweet that he would not be driving for Alpine in an amazing twist of events. This then went to court where McLaren won, allowing Piastri to choose his own fate. So looking at the standings for 2022, it is clear that Alpine has gotten the regulations more right than McLaren this season. So the question on many lips is, why would Oscar make the switch? Well, let's first take a look at the case of Alpine. The team, formerly known as Renault, has been there or thereabouts at the front of the midfield, coming 5th in the constructors' standings in 2020 and 2021, and then a strong 4th position in 2022. Judging off of their most recent season performance, it looks clear that their stagnation in recent years has been reversed. The French team from Enstone look like they're on the up, and for Piastri, partnering a race winner in the form of Esteban Ocon would have provided some good learnings, hence making Alpine a fairly attractive proposition. In addition, Alpine are a full works team, meaning they are able to design and build their engine in-house, giving them a level of control and customization that most other teams do not have, and is something that the big three teams do have, setting them apart from the competition. Potentially meaning that Alpine have the higher potential for success in the sport. With that said, since their return in 2016, this has not quite come to fruition, with them staying firmly in the midfield throughout this time period, though the potential to be a top team is definitely there. On the other hand, McLaren has also been making progress in recent years, excluding a torrid 2022. Best of the rest, in 2020 they finished 3rd, and in 2021 they were just pipped to 3rd in the championship by a resurging Ferrari. McLaren, with in my opinion the best driver outside of the top 3 teams in the form of Lando Norris, as Oscar Piastri's teammate in 2023, Oscar should be able to learn some pretty good things from Lando, as long as they don't end up in any fierce battles. With that said, McLaren have been overperforming in the last couple years, as they have been developing the car with an outdated wind tunnel in the MTC. After 3 years of delays due to financial uncertainty at the team, McLaren are set to have their new wind tunnel completed at the end of this year in 2023, though the true gains of this tunnel are unlikely to be realised until 2025. As previously alluded to, McLaren have had financial difficulties in the last couple years in both their Formula 1 team and the automotive business, though you really wouldn't be able to tell with the amount of sponsors they managed to fit on that car. These financial difficulties do certainly act as a factor against the team from Woking, no matter the performance on track. It's also worth noting that McLaren's reputation as a top team in F1 history and the opportunity to work with experienced and successful team members likely played a role in Piastri's decision. Overall, the situation with Oscar Piastri and the teams is a complex one, shaped by a variety of factors and perspectives. Ultimately, Piastri's decision to join McLaren was driven by a combination of a lack of clarity and trust with Alpine, and the solid opportunity to secure a competitive seat with a top team in F1. Both teams, in terms of performance, are so close together, it's really tough to pick what was the best decision. As with Alpine, the potential is to become a top team in F1 and be that spearhead driver, though with McLaren, a strong history of success is a very big lure. However, I really just don't see Lando Norris becoming that second driver, and should it come down to the two fighting in a championship, which to be honest I don't think is very likely, the team would probably choose Lando. So the question really does still remain, was moving to McLaren a good idea? Or should he have stuck with Alpine? As we edge closer and closer to the start of the 2023 season, time will only tell. With McLaren determined to lift their game from a poor 2022, and Alpine hoping to become a top team in F1, this one really is too close to choose. But please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Any engagement, that's likes, subscribes or comments, really help the channel more than you could tell. So please let me know what you thought, and thank you very much for watching.